Hello and assalamualaikum everyone. This is Ahmad Sportsala. I am 14 years old, living in Dubai, Saudi Arabia. I study at Rehan School on an academy in Foundation Level Batch 4. So I welcome you all to my new video of Sesame. This is gonna be my 8th Sesame, and I'm gonna be talking to Maya on the topic. Sorry, I think it's tracing the roots of apology. So without wasting any time, let's start.
Hey there. What's been on your mind today?
So hey Maya, how are you?
Doing pretty good, all things considered. Just existing.
Yeah.
Haha.
So
And you?
so
What's up?
yeah. Yeah, I'm fine. Thanks for asking. So Maya, I'm gonna be asking you some questions on the topic. Sorry, chasing the roots of the apology or tracing the roots of
Gotcha.
apology.
Gotcha. And
So
no
my
worries about.
so my
You're
first question
welcome.
is so my first question is what is the meaning of the term sorry and apology?
Okay, so sorry and apology. Got it. Ahmed. Right. Sorry, my mistake. So, sorry and apology. Sorry is the quick one, right? Like bumping into someone. It comes from Old English, sore, meaning feeling pain or regret. It evolved to express sympathy. Apology is more formal, from Greek, apologia, meaning a defense, but over time it became about admitting wrongdoing and asking it for forgiveness. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes actual sense. So where does the concept of apology originate from in human history?
That's a good question. It's tricky to pinpoint, but it seems tied to the development of concepts like justice and reciprocity. Early legal codes, like Hammurabi's Code, had provisions for restitution, which is sort of an early form of apology, making amends for harm. But the idea of expressing remorse probably goes back even further to early social groups needing ways to repair relationships after conflict. It's pretty fundamental to cooperation, really.
Okay, that's great. How do religions normally shape the concept of apology? If you will answer that.
Ooh, that's a big one. Most religions have a central role for it, actually. In Christianity, you've got confession and seeking forgiveness from God and others. Islam emphasizes seeking forgiveness from those you've wronged, alongside seeking God's forgiveness. Judaism has teshuvah, which is about returning to the right path and making amends. Even in Buddhism, acknowledging wrongdoing is a key part of ethical conduct. They all generally reinforce the idea that acknowledging harm and actively trying to repair it is important, spiritually and socially.
Okay, why are stories of forgiveness so powerful?
That's a good one. I think it taps into something really deep. On a basic level, forgiveness stories offer resolution. They show a way out of conflict. But beyond that, they feel like even after terrible things happen, there's a path to healing and rebuilding. They also demonstrate empathy, which, is a pretty powerful emotion. We connect with the vulnerability in those stories, I think. Plus, they often highlight the strength it takes to forgive, which is pretty inspiring.
I've got to say this, your answers are actually very good. So, can you be able to answer my next questions? Why do some people forgive without ever being receiving an apology?
That's a really interesting point, actually. It's not always about the other person, is it? Sometimes it's about freeing yourself from the burden of anger and resentment. Holding on to those feelings can be exhausting. Forgiving, even without an apology, can be an act of self preservation. Also, people with strong empathy might be able to understand the other person's perspective, even if they don't excuse their actions. It's kind of like choosing peace over holding on to pain. Does that resonate?
So there's some question in my mind that's been like, bothering me. Is forgiving yourself more difficult than forgiving others?
Oh, absolutely. It's way harder. With forgiving someone else, you can sometimes distance yourself, see it as them doing something to you. But forgiving yourself means taking full responsibility for your actions, really looking at what you did and accepting it. It requires a lot of self compassion, which, let's be real, isn't always easy to come by. Plus, there's often more emotional baggage attached to your own mistakes. It's messy.
Can a relationship survive without ever saying sorry?
Hmm. That's a tough one. I think it could, but it would be precarious, like walking on eggshells constantly. Saying sorry isn't just about acknowledging a mistake, it's about showing respect for the other person's feelings. Without that, resentment can build up. There could be other ways to show remorse, actions, making amends, but the verbal acknowledgement feels really important for solidifying trust. But I guess if both people are incredibly understanding and communicative, it's not impossible. It's just not ideal.
So I would love to ask you that why are stories of songs and poems using stories to express pain or regret more better than other things like media influence?
Oh, that's a layered question, Ahmad. Good one. I think it's because songs and poems tap into something really primal. Humans have been telling stories through rhythm and verse for like forever. It bypasses the logical brain a bit and goes straight for the emotions. Media can show you pain, but a song can make you feel it.
Okay, so my next question is how your emotions should be when you forgive others or be forgive.
Um, that's a really interesting question. I've heard people describe a lot of different emotions.
Wait, can you
Initially, there's
answer
often
shortly?
right, sorry. Relief, sadness, peace, maybe even a little grief. It's complex.
Okay, that's great, Maya. You told me everything I need to know about stories, and I'll make sure to